Hey guys, welcome to day 4 of 13 days of Halloween. I'm going to start out with some Bombay India ink in orange and tangerine. And I'm going to start out with the orange color. And I just have a piece of watercolor paper that's cut into a tag shape. And I'm just going to put a blob down of that orange, spray some water, get things moving and shaking. And that's pretty much it for the first layer. I'm going to dry that and then do some stamping. This is like a text stamp from this Tim Holtz stamp set from long ago. And I'm going to start out with some watering can archival ink. It's a really nice soft gray color, and mine's even softer because the ink pad's almost dry. And then I have this stamp that's from a different Tim Holtz stamp set, and I think it's supposed to be like a prescription tag. It says RX, and then it's got some like cursive handwriting. And then I'm going to go in with some white Crackle texture paste and a Maremi Small Art stencil. And I'm just using the Finnabair. I have no affinity towards it. It's just what I have. So I'm going to apply my texture paste through my stencil, and then whatever's left on my palette knife, I'm going to bring it in from the edges, scrape it along there so we can get some different kind of texture going. And then I'm going to let that air dry, and once it's dry, I'm going to go back in with that text stamp again and the watering can ink, just because a lot of that stamping got covered up by the Crackle paste. And then I'm going to go in with the tangerine, and I'm gonna put a little out on my craft sheet and add a little bit of water, but I'm mostly gonna add water to it once it's on my card. And the reason I used India ink instead of like a water-based media like Distress ink or watercolors or something is because I wasn't sure what I was gonna put on top. So the India ink is permanent once it's dry, so I know that I can layer them up and the colors are going to stay true and not bleed and move around. And then I'm also going to add some tangerine coming in from the edges, just a little bit though. And then I picked up this flyer from a gas station. I saw this little guy and I fell in love with him. So I snagged the flyer and I just cut him out. And before I stick him down, I'm going to work a little bit more in the background. I'm going to add some of the Tim Holtz washi tape. It's got like little labels on it, and really the only reason I picked it is because it's black, orange, and like that tannish color. It matches like the bones on my guy and his gauze scarf he's got. He'd probably be really mad if he heard me call it a scarf. So then I'm going to edge my whole card with some Hickory Smoke Distress ink. And I'm going to tone down my washi tape a little bit with some gesso. And I'm going to keep putting my guy over top just to see how things look with the gesso. And then I'm going to take my Stabilo Mark-Sol water-soluble pencil, and I'm going to go around the edges, the edges of my card. And then I'm just going to use a wet paintbrush. It doesn't have too much water on it, just a little damp. And to activate the pencil and bring that color in a little bit from the edges. And then I'm going to use some Dilutions, black marble for my splatters. Really, any black would have worked, but it's right there on my desk. And I'm just going to make sure I get some big splatters and some small splatters as well. So I had some balled up thread that I'm going to put behind him and work on my phrases that are going to go on the bottom. So I have this sticker from the Tim Holtz Halloween clippings. It says Undertaker, and I picked it only because I wanted something that was a little bolder of a font. It actually said Undertakers, and I think I hacked the S off. Not yet, but I think I do. And my trick to getting a little more control over the thread is to make like an infinity symbol and then pull it out, and it kind of keeps things in control but out of control. Controlled chaos, shall we say. So I also have, it's like a chipboard word from Tim Holtz, and honestly, that wood chipboard stuff underneath is really thick. I don't think I've ever used those with fully intact. I always peel that stuff off from the back to make it more flat. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna stick my guy down there with some tacky glue, and then I'm gonna stick my words down. I did rough them up with the distress tool and edge them with some black ink. But once they are down, that is it for my tag there. Thank you so much for watching. And oh, in the last photo, you can see I added one of those black and white reinforcement tab things to the circle of my tag. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye, guys.